Hello. I have been to the basement, where I have, yes, another 1581. Now, has this been turned on in years? No. Have I tried it? No. What do I know about it? I like its style. So, let's see. I formatted. There we go. A disk went away, I did. Let's see. Does it come on? It comes on. Let's see if... Hello. Uh-oh, something is not right here. Oh no! We have a malfunction. The drive mechanism does not want to take a disk in. Great. That's not good. It was going so well. Well, let's have a look. Okay. So this one is working and popping. A lot of these discs that I'm just rejecting here are the ones that have signs of glue. Not that there's anything wrong with it. Nope. You know what? I think I've just come upon some that are, no matter what. Oh. Well, they have an extra hole. Oh, dear, 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 dear. I was hoping not to have to really dig into anything today. There is one thing about these. I seem to remember that maybe the drive from an Amiga 500 is the same as what's in here, because I remember a story of I'm losing screws all over the place. I hate that. I hate it. I hate it. There is one, but it's not coming out. There it is out. It's not that I... Okay, how's that do? Nope, we got flashing error. So we'll try again. So, anyway, I did hear that maybe these drives are the same as what's in the Amiga 500. Maybe, possibly, maybe. So, usually, with something like this, it may be as simple as a spring. I took the two screws out. I lost one. Well, I didn't lose it. It fell inside my toolbox. which means with all the stuff that's in there and all the different screws, it's lost. So now there's a little cover here which had one screw holding it. And it looks like the rest of the places that it is holding on need oh yeah. Did that work? Let's try that one more time. Okay, it looks like after I've taken the screws out, that this little shielding thing just needs, let's see if I can really hurt something here. A little prying underneath to convince it to come off. Yeah, that's it. Just a little prying. But of course, once you get one sort of location ready to pry, it slips back into place. Oh, there we go. Okay, so what do we got here? Well, I see springs. Oh! Well. Well, it is now closing. It's a miracle. I wonder if it just needed a little help. Let me see if I put the front thing, I guess this would be the bezel. What happens if I put the bezel back in front? Of course, it doesn't really fit, does it? It should fit. Okay, it fits. So, does this just go in and does it close? It does. Alright, well. Alright, so, did this work? It did. So, we'll turn that off. Make sure the power is off on this. Come up. I try not to wiggle the cables. So, we're on. Oh, and things are happening. So let's see, we just have a disc here. I think, oh, found. Okay, hang on. I am losing track. No, that is not a good disc. This is a disc freshly formatted from the other drive. No. try the initialize command. Device. Oh, yes. When you ask it to open device 5 and there is no device 5, it will, oh, file opener. File opener, right. Close 15. Alright. Well, it doesn't do the head banging. Oh. Alright, but it did come around to our way of thinking. So you know what? Let's try and format. I'm not sure if it's louder because we have the top off of it, or maybe because the music isn't playing. It does look like on the back of the top head thing there is, well, I don't know if it's slime. I haven't looked at one of these for a long time. But there's something there. I wonder if there's anything corresponding here.
That was easy.
I just found this magical light. Wish I had that when I went to camp. This, of course, when I think of the pets, help me. That's what I think of. So we are formatting away. The stepper motor is stepping. And did it do it? It seems to have. But mind you, it had the same name as what it had before. But it didn't come up with an error. So let's try. We're now up to Dave E. I'll try another disc. And so far, we are formatting. Oh, I am irked that that screw went astray. It's funny, when I had this toolbox here, I thought it would be a good thing. And you know what's happened, I think? I think it's fallen kind of into a never-never land between the drawers. Well, maybe not. Well, I think I'll have to move that from there. Bother. Let's see. Yeah, that's Murphy laughing at me. Well, it does not mean that I cannot, if I wasn't thinking of it, at some point, sell this drive without one screw. I'm certainly not going to do what some people do, and that is try to make it all right and good by getting some screw that doesn't fit. That is tragic. try one more. And we'll see about putting the things that we still have on this drive back together. It's got to be in there somewhere. So, here we have two 1581s. Now, if I had not doofed up the drive, or the disk that had programs, supposedly for the drive on it, I formatted it, by the way, by accident. There you go. I could do something. I suppose I still could try to copy things. So here are my blank disks. They are formatted. They seem happy. I will put them over there. I'll put the screwdrivers over there. Here is yonder power supply. I will put that out of the way because what am I doing? I'm going to get, yes. Oh, a 1541 off of the 1541 pile. And I'm going to plug it in. And now, I will go over to my favorite lamp, and I will find a cable. Now, did that work? It did. Isn't it magic? So that, no, I think I'm going to use this one. But first, I'm going to turn this drive off. And I was thinking, oh yeah, I gotta load in the program, change the device, and do that. But no, I do not have to do that. I can connect this to this. Now, I don't remember which switch does what, but soon I will know. I'll turn that on. I will turn that on. And I will access the 1541. Excellent. And that's device 8. Now I suppose, let's try. Oh, is that it? Okay, so, it's magic. Look at that. So here we have the 1541. It is device 8. And this is device 9. How did I do it? There are little dip switches on the back of the drive. It used to be, in the old days, you would have to violate your warranty and go inside and cut a trace. They were easy enough to do on the board to so here we have a program by Jim Butterfield that is magical. I'm going to copy from unit 8, drive 0, to drive 9, drive 0. Do I want to new the out? No. Hold down yes, no. To select programs to be copied. Oh. It's funny. It's running through something weird here. I thought it was going to ask me. What's up? Well, it might be copying. It's funny, I did try this with some other drive at some point, and it said it was doing it, but it really didn't do it. So I don't know how big all these files are. But it's doing something. So my plan, if this works, is to take a whole whack of the songs of compatible files that play glorious SID chip music and put them on a 1581 drive and test it out. So I guess the way I can tell it's doing something good is every time I hear this drive sort of wake up and do something. We must remember, of course, that even though the 1581 is probably pretty quick, the 1541 is not. But I guess we'll really know how this went after we check the directory. When it's all done. Whenever that is. But you know, speaking of programs such as Copy All that Jim Butterfield did, I mean, these were back in the pioneer days. When you got the machine, you got a little booklet. I think it had 16 or 32 pages. That was it. And you started off with a tape drive, and that was it. And then you moved up to things. But really, a lot of these, what we now call utility programs, were mighty important. Like the performance test and I never used the DOS 5 point, the wedge things and all that. But Copy All, oh yeah. And I would like to think that Commodore made some financial contribution to Mr. Butterfield for all that he did for them, including allowing them to put this program on, well, probably literally millions of discs, millions. And I don't know what other programs he did on here, but there would be some. Also, right on the end of this disc, I forgot, is, remember I was writing programs to help with the 4040s. Well, they're here. So, the breakneck speed of the 1541. But it does seem to be copying. At least I would like to think. It's nice being able to keep an eye on things. It's kind of stopped. Maybe it's reading. I guess the way it works is it kind of loads things in and copies them. I don't know. But this has stopped spinning. The light is on though. Well, this has got its head moving. I heard it. It's funny, it's copying a file called Fast File Copier. Oh, there we go. It's doing something. Anyway, it says fast, but it's mighty slow. Let's see what else. This is a light I wish I had at camp. It has, you know, a flashlight. But for sitting around, ooh, just imagine you're in your tent, and in the distance you hear something such as this. That is cool. I'm not sure if my little fellow would get into cubs or scouts or things and stuff, but if he ever goes camping, I'm going to make sure he takes this with him. Now, will it ever come back working again? Good question. Oh yes, wait for this. Maybe I'll turn this off. Yes, this will be a better effect. Alright, so we're still copying. You know what I might do? Yes. Perhaps I'll try this. I'm still here. Let's try the evil laugh. Wouldn't that just send a tent of campers fleeing? What else do we have here? Ghost moan. I thought there was something sound. Oh, let's try this. Jacob's ladder. Well, that's exciting. And once again, back to the brain. Help me! I think it's going to do it again. Help me! Okay, so yeah, we're not going to wait for this to copy. I'm just going to assume that it's going to do it. So, there we have two 1581s on top of each other. I will have to find, and I think down here I see another power supply. I think. So maybe I'll try a little speed testorama. Maybe I'll hook up the two 1581s together, hook them up to a 128, do a similar copy, see how it goes. Indeedy. Well, I kind of wish this had finished sooner. I wanted to put the little cover back on and put the lid back on now that I've lost a screw. But it's got to be in here. I heard it fall in the toolbox. So once again, we're still waiting for the Commodore 128 to warm up and the VIC-20. I did not bring the Amigas in yet, but they will have to warm up. And will they work? I don't know. One of them, at least one, seemed to have a toaster inside. Anyway, this is now copying RTC Super Copy. I have never tried that. But I know RTC stood for Richfield Telecommunications, which once again was the same store that you could buy a PET or a 64 or get service done, but also if the element in your oven went, you could get that there too. They had all kinds of things there. Peter Smith was the man, and a lot of young, brilliant programmers got their start there. They did. They did indeed. He came out with the C-Link, which was quite miraculous. Much like the bus card, but smaller. And you know, the C-Link, when you put it in, it was in, and it was really kind of compact, and you really didn't have to worry about it moving around. And the bus card, it was fine. It did wonderful, magical things too. By the way, sorry, I digress. If you wanted to use your IEEE disk drive with a Commodore 64 that you had paid megabucks for, you needed an interface. I have seen recently that Commodore actually made one. I never heard of it before. I don't think they made many. But anyway, RTC, Richfield Telecommunications, and batteries included, both companies in and around the Toronto area, made such interfaces. I'm just trying to think if ComSpec ever did. I don't think so. But anyway, I don't have one handy of either. But they both did the same thing. They both went in the user port, the cartridge port, and then you could use your faster, better disk drives, the parallel disk drives. You could. And they were quite good. He actually, somewhere I have one, he actually made a V-Link for the VIC-20 so you could use your drive. Because, you see, for PET people, when the 64 and the VIC came out, it was all quite dandy. But they didn't want to spend hundreds and hundreds and hundreds on another disk drive of lesser quality, like the 1541, or lesser speed. So anyway, these interfaces were really good. So, I remember the bus card there was a plug, and then there was one little place you had to clip this wire inside. But it was very easy. Assuming you didn't mind voiding your Commodore warranty. So, oh my word, this is painfully slow. Anyway, I'm going to let this do its magic, and we will continue with our 1541 and 1581 experiments at a later time. Bye for now.